I've been doing Type 9 Studio and giving advice on running an Etsy shop for not quite a year now, and in that time I have discovered that there are 3 different types of Etsy sellers, possibly more, but I didn't want to get too complicated, so let's talk about the 3 different types. Although this video is not meant to be super serious, it's kind of lighthearted, but I do have to keep this in mind when I make content. Not everyone is in the same place with their shop, and some people have different experiences. Some people may already know all the stuff that I teach, some people may know absolutely nothing, so I have to kind of take that into account. Some things I say may be helpful to some people, but then to others it may scare them away. I mainly wanted to see why some Etsy sellers succeed and some don't. And spoiler alert, it's not Etsy's fault in any of these circumstances. A lot of the stuff I'm going to talk about is mainly generalizations of things that I've seen, or like how I see things progress with other sellers. So it's not meant to be taken too seriously. So if you're like, wait, I didn't do that, or that doesn't apply to me, okay. I just feel like I have to say that because I don't usually do like this kind of video, so you may be more used to seeing serious content from me. These are in no particular order except for the order that I drew them on my flowchart. Yes, I made a flowchart, okay? You probably can't even read it because of the light. We'll see if I can do some fancy editing tricks on this. I don't know how that's gonna go. The first type is what I have called social misuse. People in this type will start an Etsy shop to try to monetize their existing social media following, or vice versa. They will have an Etsy shop and then use their social media to try and drive all of their traffic. And since people of this type usually bring all of their own traffic to Etsy, they'll start to realize that they don't need to be paying Etsy's fees. Or they get frustrated with their low income and that they are doing a lot of work and not making any money because they haven't priced their products properly and haven't calculated what their profit margins are, if they even have a profit margin. Most often with these kinds of sellers, they will end up leaving Etsy entirely for Shopify, but only after whining to their followers about Etsy's fees for at least a year. So my advice to people in this group who just want to use social media for all of their marketing is to just not use Etsy to begin with. If you're driving almost all of your own traffic anyways, it is better to put it on a site like Shopify, because in that situation, once you make a certain amount of money, it's going to be cheaper than Etsy. Etsy can be a good place to get started because of the low startup costs and minimal risk. But the way Etsy works, you won't get too far with them if you are bringing all of your own traffic, because they're not going to bring any for you, they're not going to help you. And you need to be aware of your expenses, your fees, and your profit margins, regardless of where you sell stuff, because moving to Shopify is not going to fix that. And next we have the quick buck. I happen to fall into this category, and I'm sure most of you do as well. People in this group will either start a shop because they have a hobby, or maybe they've heard from somebody that there's a lot of money to be made on Etsy. But the problem is they didn't do much research beforehand, or they just didn't shop on Etsy much themselves before they tried to start a shop. So this can go many different ways. They might let their products sit and rot and wonder why they don't get any sales, or they may try some external marketing like on Pinterest or something like everybody, all the Etsy gurus tell you to do, or they may start doing research about how to grow their shop. From there, they'll realize that the external marketing isn't doing much for them because they didn't put much time and effort into learning about that either. And then from there, it goes to the extremes. Either they will just quit altogether and close their shop, or they will actually put in the effort to make it better and start seeing some progress. If they don't quit, they could stay on Etsy forever or branch off and do some of their sales on a site like Shopify as well. This group generally has a bit slower growth, but they will go farther if they have a passion for their niche. My advice to this group would be to start learning sooner rather than later, and don't get personally offended if your products don't sell as well as you hoped, and don't waste your money on Instagram and Facebook ads because you don't know what you're doing. Then the last type are the biz tycoons. This is perhaps the fastest way to profit, but the least populated of the 3 groups. Before this type even starts a shop, they will analyze the competition, see what's selling on Etsy. They'll develop good products that outperform or otherwise stand out from the competition, and just overall apply good business practices. They will open the shop with their customers in mind and not themselves, and watch the orders roll in. They will also have the most potential to be able to scale their business and do it quickly because they know that they cannot be sourcing their materials from Michaels or trying to do things without proper equipment, unlike the previous types. From there, some of these shops may stay on Etsy forever and some may branch off to other marketplaces like eBay or Amazon that don't require outside marketing. My advice to this group is, well, you probably don't need my advice. That's it for today. Let me know what you think about this style of video, and stick around because I do actually do educational and helpful content about having an Etsy shop on my channel. If you have an Etsy shop and you need some help making it a little bit better to get more views and sales, I offer shop reviews for sale in my Ko-Fi shop page. So go to Ko-Fi, ko-fi.com/type9studio and click the little shop tab, and my Etsy shop reviews will be in there. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.